Hello, what is going on, everybody? We are here live. This is James Bell of the Boxing Source, and this is usually scheduled for the midweek report, where we go through a few things, few topics within the boxing world up to this particular point. Um, so, what we're trying to do is see if we could get a particular guest on here. He did want to discuss this particular topic that people are still going over. Um, of course, one of the biggest fights that could be made in the sport of boxing is between Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder. It would be for the undisputed heavyweight championship of the world. And ever since man, it's been almost 3 years. People have talked about this fight potentially happening, and that there, has been multiple instances where the fight could have happened, but as we know, it did not happen. Um, but what we're going to do here is we're going to particularly focus on one time period, and that is the pretty much the last full week of April of 2018. If y'all have followed this whole thing, ever since pretty much the quote unquote beginning of it, um, there was a time where you had a statement made by Anthony Joshua. And it seems like a lot of people took that statement out of context, especially when there was a follow up article that, revised things. So we'll see if we could have this discussion about it. And it seems like the guest is coming on here in a bit. Want to introduce this person. He is a frequent guest. He is a frequent guest of the Boxing Source radio show, and I'm seeing him on the on the screening. He's like he can't wait. He's eager, and y'all know him as the biggest fan of Deontay Wilder, the president of the Deontay Wilder fan club. Yes, that is correct. It's Mr. Matthew Brown. What's going on?
Bomb Squad! Woo! Wilder, 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 Wilder. Oh yeah. How you doing, JR? It's been a while, man. How you doing?
You trying to scare me like Jimmy Lennon Jr.? Like, come on, man. Oh boy.
Oh gosh. What's
Um,
going on, JR? What's going on, man?
oh man.
I
Oh
see a
man, I'm
lot of
chilling. I'm
chirping
chilling.
about Wilder. I see a lot of chirping about Wilder again. A lot of talk. Lou DiBella done started some shit. Lou DiBella done started some shit, JR. Lou
Come on.
DiBella, don't make me expose you to the folks that don't know you. Okay?
Look, let me tell you
Don't.
something. I'll put it this way. Whatever you say about Lou DiBella, I would love to see if you told it directly to him and see what his reaction would be. That would
He'll
be
probably
that would
curse
be
me out.
great.
You don't know about. That's what he's gonna say.
Be like, what the fuck are you fucking talking about, man? Motherfucker, I'm trying to make this fucking fight, and all I'm trying to do is do the best thing for my fucking fighters. That's all I fucking do. No,
Yeah.
um, but so we are here. Um, because, like I said, for a particular time period, um, in this so-called saga between Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder. Well, we're going back to April 2018. Okay.
Okay.
This is, after, the whole thing with the $12.5 million offer to Wilder, after, Deontay Wilder defeated Luis Ortiz at the Barclays Center. There.
Out.
So
Mm.
yeah, knocked him out. Okay.
Knocking everybody out. I just wanted to point that. I had nothing to do with the story. I just wanted to point out that Deontay Wilder be knocking motherfuckers out.
He didn't knock out Tyson Fury, but according to you,
he did. Oh my God! Listen, Jack Reese, you fuck you, Jack Reese. Yeah, we could have had Undisputed by now if it wasn't for Jack Reese. That's all I'm gonna say.
Come on, man. Come on. All right, so it's after March, and we go into April. Deontay Wilder defeats Luis Ortiz, and Anthony Joshua defeats Joseph Parker to win the WBO heavyweight championship. So there's only one particular fight left, and that is for the undisputed heavyweight championship of the world. Now, there was a particular interview that was made through, I think it was IFL TV. Now, I'm going to see if I could try to run this. Hopefully this doesn't cut me off or whatnot, but this should try to.
Hey, no copyright.
hey, that's why I claim hey, IFL TV. So let's see here what we got going on. So this is what we have in reference to that. So let me see how this thing can work. So here we go.
They're happy to give me 60%. So yeah. So apparently it's $100 million fight.
Yeah, can you just clarify?
It's $100 million fight, right? Would you say so?
No.
Okay, but we're gathering that this is $100 million fight. That's what they're saying, and they want 40% of that pot. So I said, okay, what's 60% of 100 million?
Okay, 60, yeah.
60 million.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take 50 million up front. If that's the case, Wilder's team, bring me 50 million up front and we'll take the fight.
So what's the more real?
Yeah, I've just agreed.
Okay.
I've just agreed.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying. It's not hard. It's as simple as that. Like, deals get done, fights get made, and entertainment happens next. That's what we're waiting for.
All right. So hopefully we're back in everything. So show the video there of Anthony Joshua talking about the whole thing about theoretically if the Wilder Joshua fight would be $100 million fight.
Now. Oh, okay. It's a theory.
So let's see here. Shout out to the Boxing Jet. What's good, man? Much love to you there. So I did show that particular clip, and so of course you had Boxing Scene that misquoted what Joshua said and said that he'll take the fight tomorrow, which he never did say in that video. But as a response, we have what Deontay Wilder said on Instagram. So let's run that for the people, because this is, of course, something that you are trying to basically back here in this instance. So let's see if we can run this. Oh, there goes your boy. Let's see.
Yo, I'm about to catch this plane in a few minutes, but Anthony, get up with your man Eddie and Barry Hearn and tell them to check their email. I got something special for you. And by the way, all the money's in the bag. So I expect you'll be a man of your word.
Okay. I'll take 50 million up front. If that's the case, Wilder's team, bring me 50 million up front and we'll take the fight.
All right. So that was an Instagram post by Deontay Wilder that was around April 26th of
Mm-hmm.
2018. Now,
Mm-hmm.
not necessarily certain that it is still on Deontay Wilder's page because a direct link to it um, on some sites is not, they're not able to pull that up. So you had Deontay Wilder saying that, okay, money's in the bag. And then there was a follow up. Let's see if we could find that follow up there by the other guy that is part of Deontay Wilder's team, Shelly Finkel. So let's see what he has to say in
Have some
reference to this.
We made an offer to Joshua to fight Deontay in his next fight, and we offered him $50 million.
50 million coming from where? Where's the guarantee? Where's the money from?
He accepts it. It will be there. Al Heyman and I have never not delivered what we offered.
So how did it come? In the form of an email? Or?
Yes, we sent an email to Eddie Hearn, Rob McCracken, and Anthony Joshua.
And this is based on the fact that Anthony said 50 million and I take the fight.
Correct.
50 million pounds is what he's telling us.
That is not what the interview says. And we were offered $12.5 million, 8.8 million pounds to fight. We've offered him 4 times that. If he's saying he's not going to take $50 million, then he didn't really want to fight him next because he's getting 50%. So it was $50 million against 50%.
And it's $50 million, take it or leave it, and an answer within 24 hours?
Correct.
And that's it? There's no more developments?
No, he said it. He said, get me 50 million against 50%.
Mm-hmm.
He said, and I'll take it the next day, I swear.
So obviously there's been confusion in the pounds dollars.
Now,
there's no confusion.
No, there's
no confusion.
So, hold on a second.
Go back to the Joshua clip.
Hold on a second. Don't tie up what Anthony Joshua said, because we could go right back to it. And that is exactly what I will do. I will do that. Okay, so let's do it. Let's do this.
That's what they're saying. And they want 40% of that pot. So I said, okay, what's 60% of 100 million?
Go back.
60, yeah.
Go back.
Million.
Go back.
I'll take 50 million. If that's the case, Wilder's team, bring me 50 million up front and we'll take the fight.
Did Anthony Joshua distinctly say out of his mouth that he would take the fight tomorrow?
He said he'll take the fight.
Did he say he'll take the fight tomorrow?
He said he'll take the fight. He didn't say, how's he going to take the fight tomorrow? Obviously not.
Okay, so then that was what Shelly Finkel claimed that Anthony Joshua said.
Yo,
which
you're not
is
getting
why.
No, JR. He wasn't expecting to fight tomorrow. He wasn't expecting Joshua to fight tomorrow. He was expecting Joshua to verbally agree to the deal. They hammer out the official contract. They were going to fight from September. The drop dead date of the fight was of 2018. You're
No.
Trying to,
Hold
you're
on, hold
spinning.
on.
You're
So
spinning.
so hold on. No, I'm not spinning. What's there to spin? Here's my question with that. What is there
Here's
for
what you're
me to
spinning.
spin?
All right.
Here's
Here's what you're
what is
spinning.
there for me
First
to
of
spin?
all, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question, Jr. Do you believe that Anthony Joshua meant 50 million pounds or $50 million?
It doesn't matter what he meant. That's not the point.
It does matter. It does matter. It does matter. Use that to ally him. You hear the British reporter talking to Shelley Finkel. He's like,
That's what the
oh,
British
he meant
reporter said.
50. He meant 50 million pounds. No, he didn't. He meant
Okay,
$50
so then
million.
what okay, so if he meant $50 million,
Mhm.
then why did that offer that was sent by email over to Joshua's team have
Mhm.
a 24-hour deadline?
Because you take it or leave it. There's no more negotiating. And here's the thing: there was nothing to negotiate. What exactly were they supposed to be negotiating after?
So so you were claiming, because I have a couple more
Mhm.
clips, right? That
Okay.
they had complete terms for this particular offer, complete terms back in the offer. Now,
What do you mean by
I
complete terms?
say,
Because you like to parse words.
in,
What do you mean by complete terms?
in other words, every single detail I'm talking about: date, venue, financial terms, other obligations like other appearances, obligations, and other type of things. That's part of a contract.
That's part of a contract. That's not part of the term sheet. They sent him a term sheet, JR. There was nothing to negotiate. They sent him a term sheet. Do you accept these terms? Yes or no? Joshua chose not to accept the terms because he believed that Undisputed belongs in the UK for the
That's not
UK fans.
that is not what the that's not what the whole thing was. You have to show proof of that.
Whatever.
You have to show proof of that, because here's the thing.
Listen.
Here's the thing that
You
we could
Google
partially
it.
say. No, we
You
could
know you use
partially.
Google, right?
No,
Deontay Wilder says
here's what I would
you
show.
use Google, right?
Here here is what we can show. Okay? Here's what we can
Okay.
show. Let me see if this is the particular thing here. Okay, now you were talking about the things, about the terms, whatever it is, right? So
Correct.
this is coming from Business
hmm
Insider as far as like
Who the
base
fuck
terms,
reads
right?
Business Insider for boxing? Come on.
That's
Bring up
that's
bring
not what
up
I'm
bring up the
saying.
fat man. Bring up the fat man. He had the terms. Bring up the fat man.
What fat man? We don't bring up no fat man here. We're the only fat man that we're bringing up in this particular video. That's the only fat man we're gonna be bringing up.
You know who the fat man is. My favorite reporter.
We can't bring that fat man here. Come on, man. He waffles, man. Come on, cause cause there was one interview. He was there with Eddie Hearn at the end of the interview. And you would say he was kissing up to Eddie Hearn. Oh man. But this is what was posted, they say at April 26th, that they
hmm
had with their 24-hour deadline. So it says
Okay.
that they offered 50 million to fight, that it must take place between September and December at the venue of Wilder's
Like I said.
choosing. If
Like I
Joshua
said.
accepts, then he's guaranteed to earn 50 million, but can make more if the bout is a box office success. And the offer has given Joshua and his promoter, Eddie Hearn, plenty to think about. Right? Now,
hmm
at that
Now
same particular
that's not
time,
terms. You don't call that to be terms. How's that not terms? Those are the terms.
That could be a few. That could be a few, but that doesn't mean
Those are,
that you
those
have
are the
to.
terms.
That 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 doesn't mean he could completely go there because, like we said, so let's pull up something else, right?
Okay.
So we're going to
Okay.
now. Eddie Hearn stated that he wanted to meet with Shelley Finkel in
Hmm.
reference to this particular offer.
Okay.
On Thursday,
But why?
it was
Why?
passed.
Why would, let me ask you a question. Simple question. Why would Shelley Finkel meet with Eddie Hearn about an offer that he didn't accept?
It wasn't even answered. There was no yes or no to that offer at that point.
No, no, no. So what's
No,
the
no, no,
point
no.
of meeting? Listen, this is what I said.
Okay.
Why would Shelley Finkel meet with Eddie Hearn about an offer that he didn't accept?
They wanted to have a face-to-face meeting to discuss the details of
About
the terms.
what? There's
About,
nothing
like I
to
said, the
discuss.
details of the
The
terms.
terms were
Again,
clear.
no,
The
no, they were
terms were
not.
clear.
No, they were
JR,
not.
the terms were
No, no.
clear.
Look, no, 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 no. You're getting too overly emotional at this. Why am I bringing this up? Number one, I
Because this
said clearly.
matters. This is real to me, damn it.
Look, what I was saying was at that same
Okay.
particular time, Eddie Hearn
Okay.
was in New York City promoting the
I don't
card
care. I
for
don't care.
Jacobs and Selecki.
I don't care.
He wanted
I
to
don't
meet
care.
with Shelley Finkel. Shelley Finkel
Why
not
would
only
Shelley Finkel meet with someone who did not accept the offer?
if
That's what I'm
you're
trying to
going
ask
no
you.
no no no
I just need a
no but
simple
if
answer.
you okay then so why so then if you're going to ask that question why did they extend that supposed offer deadline?
Why? Why did they extend the deadline? I don't remember. That was like a year ago. Like 2 years ago. How the fuck am I supposed to remember?
Oh wait, oh that's right, I forgot, man. That's right, I forgot. Oh, please forgive me,
I'm not here
I
to talk about the
forgot.
past. Yes.
Exactly, dang, I forgot. But come on,
I don't know what
this
you're
is
talking about, man.
this is part, come on, this is part of the discussion, man. I mean, come on. So we want to get into this whole thing. You know, man, you got like a pig scratcher going on. Like, yo, your cat been messing with you behind it.
Nah,
What's
it's
going on?
Aja. It's Aja.
Oh man. Oh jeez.
Had a
So
long day at work.
uh yeah, man, you been having stressful days at work, bro. Come on. Yo, so wanna go into this thing, man, with let's see. So we got Eddie here. This is after the fight. So let's
Yeah,
see
what
where
are we
we're
watching
at with
now?
this particular.
Hey, I was here.
in the world, and he's making less money than
It's no audio.
like not irrelevant.
Hold on
Guys
just a
are on
There's no
minute.
audio.
Let me stop that and then pull it up again. So let me try this thing one more time. And we'll, get this thing on it. So let's pull this thing up one more time. Let's run it.
much smaller weights. That guy should be making double-digit millions every time he steps through the ropes, and he's not. And I don't know whether that's got his back up or that's got a chip on his shoulder or what about that, but he seems to be like, again, saw the message that he sent out on Instagram, sent it to me straight away, accusing us really that we're effectively doing a disservice to Anthony Joshua when Anthony Joshua owns the entire pot of money involved in every fight.
But if they feel they can find a better source of money in America, where he's never fought before,
Yeah, I think.
then would you do that?
Yeah, but we can make that money as well in America. But we'd like to be involved because Anthony would like to be involved and have some kind of control in the show. There is probably more money in this fight in America than there is in England. But our offer was based on a fight in England. where we have built Anthony Joshua, he feels like he would have an advantage in this fight. And with what he has built and the fact that he's the A side, if he had a choice, it would probably be in America. This offer is almost certainly not for you. That's not a problem. We can talk about fighting America. We have no problems fighting in America. But again, we haven't been told where it is. I'm not sure they know where it is at the moment. The answer is who wants to pay the most money?
But Eddie, as a promoter, is that a fight that you personally want?
100%. Anybody that knows me knows a couple of things. One, I love to be involved in the big fights. Right. Two, I like to make money. That fight, obviously, if you're getting $50 million, I'm going to go on. Okay? But more importantly, I've guided Anthony Joshua on his professional debut to the unified heavyweight. And he's a very special person. So I'm very protective on him. I don't just roll over and say, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, come on, quick. Give me 50 million and let's just sign it. Let's just give me the money. Give me the money. We've built a brand. We've built a reputation. We have international rights deals, international sponsorship deals that cannot be cut across. Again, this isn't Deontay Wilder. You could pay Wilder the money. He could pitch up without any considerations at all to the deal. All he has to do is take the money and be there. But he doesn't have sponsorship deals. He doesn't have international TV rights deals. He doesn't have any of those.
But you see where the issue comes in, because everybody feels like, you know, in the sport of boxing, Al Haymon is very successful. So for you to say, like, you know, where's the money coming from? It's almost like a slap in the face to Al Haymon, because
how successful do you think the PBC's been and the money that was invested in the PBC?
I think it's pretty.
I think you need to do your research.
What's Joshua's mood like? Because he's, you know, this carry on seems the sort of thing that might sort of piss him off a bit.
All right, we're gonna skip ahead a little bit because I want to get to the last part.
Nah, I'm tired of talk. I'm tired of hearing this motherfucker talk.
Why don't you just
because you need to.
Because it don't work like that.
No, we need to get to this particular part.
Like, seriously, I would have been on a plane. I would have been there. They would have had a contract that night. If they wanted the money, it would have been sent that day into escrow. That's what I don't understand. And it's really bemusing when people go, why don't you just say yeah? Because it don't work like that. We don't want to say yeah. Then they send for a contract and it's bullshit and we can't sign it. And say, oh, they've gone back on their word. They accepted the fight and now they won't take it.
Well, I think people were just saying that why don't you verbally agree and then...
Because a verbal declaration can be binding in New York. You've got to be very careful. We can't agree a fight until we know the terms. What is so difficult about that? I was enjoying this.
No. Any interest in talking about this fight tonight?
The counter offer. Is it going to be a percentage of
Might be both.
What, like you get a guaranteed extra job?
Might be both. Yeah, I don't know yet. I don't know. It's true. But could be a increase. Could be an increase basic. Could be a split.
We done?
A bit of both. I don't know, but I feel like we have to go back and keep trying.
Now,
reference to the 50 million, you were saying that it was kind of weird. And my question is, if they were talking about the 50 million offer, why didn't they bring it up in November when you were here in November before the November 11th card?
I don't know. Listen, maybe it's got bigger and it has got bigger, but I don't know whether it's legit. I don't know whether it exists. There's successful people involved in the offer. There's broadcasters involved in the offer. So it may exist, but it's just the terms of the deal. That's all. And it's not confusing. It's not hard to understand.
Right. It's concrete.
50 million is of interest to us.
Right.
Okay. So now we're going through this thing about you claiming that you knew the terms, but Eddie Hearn didn't.
Yeah.
So my question to you is, how would you know the terms if you have claimed that anything dealing with Deontay Wilder goes through Al Haymon?
What are you talking about?
What I'm talking about is in
Shelly
reference to
Finkel's
this
his manager
particular,
too.
and yeah, Shelly Finkel's his manager, but why is it that Al Haymon didn't have any particular detail as far as this particular offer is concerned or the terms.
What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? Listen, here's the terms. Because I don't know if you got that when you were reading it. The terms were Joshua gets 50 million guaranteed. If the fight does more than 100 million, Joshua participates in 50% of the revenue of anything over $100 million. Okay. The fight was to take place between September and December, no later than the end of the year. The fight venue was to be a place of Deontay Wilder's choosing, and there was no rematch clause for either winner take all. Those are my terms. Do you accept? Yes. Would have been that simple. They did not want to accept the offer, so they didn't. Whatever their reasons for not accepting the offer, that's fine. The fact of the matter is, they did not accept the offer.
Is that all you got?
That's all I'm going to say right now.
So, okay. Well, then, like I was saying before, why is it that they set a particular deadline on the offer, then went back on that deadline?
Listen, they gave the man time to accept the offer. He chose. Let me ask you a question, right? I tell you, I'm going to give you $50 million to fight me, right? Do you accept the offer? Yes or no? Now, if in the back of your head you're wondering, wow, does Matt really have 50 million? Hmm. Why would you not accept the offer to call my bluff if you really show that you were about making this fight? Why not call their bluff?
You mean like when Joshua answered Wilder's Instagram post?
What was the listen? Here's the thing. He didn't accept the offer. That's all that matters. He didn't accept the offer. Joshua didn't accept the offer.
But here's what I'm saying. There was a reason why that offer wasn't accepted, and it wasn't because of the terms that you specified. There was more onto it that made it to where he could not accept that offer.
You said he could. You're saying Joshua couldn't accept the offer.
Okay, what did we just go through a video clip of why it is not possible for
No.
Joshua
We
to
went
accept
through
an
a
offer in
we went
comparison
through
to
a
why Wilder
no. We
could do
went
it.
through a video clip of Eddie Hearn mansplaining why he didn't accept the offer. But it seems like you're saying that he couldn't accept the offer, which is not true. He could have accepted the offer.
No.
What would have happened? Let me ask you a question. What would have happened if he would have accepted the offer? Well, about accepting the offer.
I guess you were like, sleeping while that video was going on. Because the thing
I
is
was
that
actually.
you see, s- you made the claim that you knew
Mhm.
all of the terms and Eddie Hearn didn't. So my thing
Eddie
was,
Hearn
if
clearly didn't know
you
the terms. He clearly didn't know the terms.
if
He should have
you
accepted it and said yes.
if you knew all of the terms, how did you get direct access to Shelly Finkel during that week?
Yo,
What
my man,
email? Like
they
what
put it
email?
out there publicly. It was out in the public. And Eddie Hearn confirmed that they got the offer. She confirmed that they got the offer. You
Okay, he
guys love
confirmed.
to make
But what?
excuses.
No, there is no excuses in reference to this. He
So
claimed that he
why
had an
didn't
offer.
Joshua take the fight? Tell me why Joshua didn't take
Okay,
the fight
so,
then.
so you mean to tell me? So wait a minute. You mean to tell me
Hmm
that when Hearn and Espinoza went back and forth, that Hearn was just doing it to waste people's time because he had everything
Hearn is
back.
always wasting people time. Yo
No, buddy.
is a troll. He is a troll. Eddie Hearn is a troll, my man. He's a troll. He just loves to bloviate and wax poetic about everything, but this guy is a fucking troll.
So why is it
Look,
that he makes an
look
effort every single time to prove and back everything that he states?
the thing. He knows that the public is stupid. Okay? Stupid. Example, right? Jamal Charlo. Okay. Allegedly wants Charlo and Andre to fight each other, right? So what does Eddie Hearn do? Mind you, Eddie Hearn's number, what does he do? He sends a message called Charlo, right? Saying, oh, I'm gonna offer you what? Oh, we don't know. You want to know why we don't know? Because he strategically covered up the actual offer with his thumb. He didn't contact Al Heyman. And it's funny that he didn't contact Al Heyman because they were just negotiating together between Luke Campbell and Javier Fortuna. So clearly he knows how to reach Heyman to make a deal for a fight. But
Okay.
suddenly, when it comes to making the big fight, he doesn't know how to reach Al Heyman. Why now?
No, wait a
Didn't
minute.
they hammer out? Hold on. Let me. I'm cooking. Let me cook. Now, didn't and Eddie Hearn hammer out for the Joshua versus Ruiz rematch? Yes.
That was pretty much set before the first
No,
fight.
that's not what. But they hammered out a deal when Andy Ruiz wanted to change some terms. Correct.
They ironed out some particular details of it.
Correct. They ironed us. So that means we know for a fact Eddie Hearn knows how to reach Al Heyman, right? When did
Okay.
Joshua versus Ruiz take place? In December. When was this message that he sent to Jamal Charlo? In December. So for some reason, in December, when it comes to making a unification with Charlo versus Andre, he somehow loses Al Heyman's number. Why is that? Because Eddie Hearn is a fucking troll. He's not serious about making these fights. He's just not. And he's been proved serious time and time again.
So I'm kind of curious of this because you say that because Eddie Hearn has worked with Al Heyman in order to get fights made, and
So he has his phone number.
and he has worked with fighters that are under the advisement of Al Heyman. Okay.
Many times.
Okay.
Yes.
So, in reference to this example that you bring up for Demetrius Andrade,
Mhm.
and that Eddie Hearn gets the email address for Jamal Charlo. Now, what was the other thing that was stated in reference to Demetrius Andrade fighting Jamal Charlo?
I don't know. I don't know.
That he would be open to fighting Jamal Charlo on any platform.
Oh, but that's not true. Oh, I'm so glad you brought that up because Steven Espinosa
Oh my God.
of Showtime.
Oh,
Steven Espinosa
oh,
of Showtime
oh.
came out publicly and said that they sent an offer to Demetrius Andrade's team for him to fight Jamal Charlo on Showtime, was rejected. And since I know you guys love saying this, it was for a career high payday.
We're talking about Steven Espinosa, though. That's one thing. So
yeah, we're talking about Steven Espinosa. Steven Espinosa, the guy who has been part of the biggest fights in boxing history. Yeah, Steven Espinosa.
And how are things going for Showtime boxing right now? But
swimmingly.
Yeah, swimmingly. And he's sinking.
How are things going for Eddie Hearn now?
I think that the pot that's in your kitchen, I think the water has boiled over. So you might have to check on that a little bit because it's kind of so here's the thing, and I know that you're gonna not really buy this, but Eddie Hearn isn't the only one that claims to have made an offer to Jamal Charlo.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk. You talking about Oscar? Let's talk about Oscar.
For Oscar De La Oscar De La Hoya.
Yo, you're gonna get us canceled. You're gonna get us canceled, man. Oh my God.
Hey, listen. Look, if we didn't get canceled because of the Alejandro, Alejandro Jimenez, come on, man. Like, oh God. Alejandro Jimenez. God, man, I'm gonna get protests all over.
As you were.
Okay. Oscar De La Hoya said on the video that he made an offer for Jamal Charlo to fight Canelo Alvarez.
Okay.
El Campeon.
Yep. The great Canelo Alvarez. Love Canelo. Love Canelo. And boxing. Yep.
Oh man, and he said.
Let me ask you a question. Do you believe that Oscar made an offer to Jamal Charlo?
Hey, that's what he said.
Hey, I'll be honest with you. I believe him. I believe that he made an offer to fight Jamal Charlo. But here's the thing. And this is what fans need to understand. Because like I said, Eddie Hearn and Oscar De La Hoya knows the public is stupid. Unless Oscar De La Hoya offered Jamal Charlo a minimum of $13.5 million to fight Canelo Alvarez, then he wasn't making a serious offer.
Is that what Jacobs made?
No, Jacobs made, I think, like 10 or 12. He was 10 or
10. Yeah,
12.
you think he
But
made around 10 or 12.
yeah, he made 10. Jamal Charlo, at that time in a fight versus Canelo Alvarez, deserved a minimum of $13.5 million.
What did Jamal Charlo get for his fight? Well, not against Dennis Hogan, but it was supposed to be the one before that, before the Dennis Hogan fight. Um, it should have
You talking
been. I
about
think it was his first defense.
Korobov?
Oh, not Korobov. Couldn't be Korobov. It
Korobov
was
was December, so it couldn't have been December. Who was that? Highland?
No, it was no Brandon Adams. I'm talking about before that because remember
Brandon
this is
Buchanan.
this is like right before Canelo was supposed to figure out what his next fight was going to be, even though we kind of knew who he was going to fight
No,
anyway.
this offer allegedly came while Charlo was still interim champion and Canelo was still middleweight champion.
So then
Before he was stripped and became
between that would have been after Korobov, before or after Korobov.
yeah. So here's my thing. How could you say that you offered him a lucrative offer if you didn't offer him $13.5 million? $13.5 million, you're not being serious. And anyone who thinks that Charlo should get less obviously doesn't understand.
So why is it that Jacobs ended up accepting 10 base?
Because Jacobs was a unification, correct?
Yeah.
So you just negotiate whatever you negotiate. Jamal Charlo, to me, deserved a minimum of $13.5 million because Jamal Charlo was the WBC interim champion. Now, if Canelo was really serious about fighting him, been stripped of the title, what would have happened if between Charlo and Canelo was man supposed to be? What would happen if they couldn't reach a deal? It would have went to purse bid, right?
Yep.
So when you are the interim champion, the WBC purse split percentage is 55% for the champion, 45% for the interim champion. Okay? Now, a Canelo fight, you can't tell me someone's going to bid a minimum of $30 million you're going to do to get Canelo on your platform. A minimum of $30 million. So me, I just say if we want to be very conservative and say one will bid $30 million, which is conservative because it might bid $50 million. Because if you bring Canelo back to pay-per-view, you're going to be raking. So let's be conservative. That someone bids $30 million on the fight times that percent, what do you get? $13.5 million. So if you aren't offering a minimum of that, you're not being serious. Because we know. So if they went to purse bid, how much you think someone would bid on Canelo versus Charlo?
Well, the thing with the whole WBC interim situation, like that you brought up,
Mm-hmm.
is pretty much similar to the thing when that guy Golovkin figured out or finagled a way to fight for the
Yeah.
interim WBC championship. Okay. And in that case, the WBC did order for that fight to happen. And Canelo
And Canelo vacated because he
vacated.
wasn't giving Golovkin 45%.
Yeah.
He wasn't giving Golovkin 45%.
Okay. So in this instance, you're not going to see Canelo giving Charlo 45%. And
Yeah,
I'm
but
not
here's the
sure if it's
thing.
going to be, it
If
probably could have
he,
been more than that. Because remember, Canelo's still he was under contract with the zone with the guarantee. So at minimum, he's getting $30 million. So,
yeah, but I was trying to be conservative. I wanted to be conservative with
well,
my.
that
I'm
was a little
pretty
bit
sure
more.
Charlo would have, but I was being conservative. But here's the thing: if wasn't going to give Charlo a minimum of 13.5 million or 45%, right? At least he would have had to have gone through the shame, Caden the title. Instead, deal with the WBC, where although he's no longer the champion, they're going to create a franchise champion, so he's ashamed of being stripped. And what has happened as a result of that? You have people trying to say that Charlo is not a legitimate champion when he clearly is. His mandatory fight him. The champion didn't fight him. But people want to invalidate Charles' reign as middleweight champion. He is the middleweight champion. And that's not right.
That's like trying to invalidate the Devin Haney when he won the lightweight championship
Yeah.
because they made
And you know
Malenko
what? Because the public is stupid. The public is stupid. The public is stupid. And promoters like Eddie Hearn, Oscar De La Hoya, and Bob Arum count on the public being stupid.
Now, the thing with Jamal Charlo, he moved up from junior middleweight to middleweight, and he was the IBF junior middleweight champion and moved up. And so, what he did as the IBF junior middleweight champion, he moved up, but he chose to fight George Sebastian Halen for that particular interim WBC championship because at that particular time, he said, yo, either I would end up facing Canelo or I would face Golovkin.
Yeah. And what did he say? He said, man, bring me GGG. I want GGG. That was my Charlo impression.
And then Golovkin said as a response, the Charlo, that he not good boy. He not good boy. I'm not fighting him. He not good boy. So I'm not gonna fight him.
Yeah.
So
yeah, Charlo fucked his ass up. Anyway, continue. Continue. I don't want to make
that's
this
why
about
you have
Golovkin.
Golovkin.
Overrated. Overrated. But anyway, continue. I apologize.
Yeah, but we had this whole thing with this midweek report. I haven't seen anything as far as like any updates from the weigh-in in Miami. I could have been in Miami, but they were like mad late. They were mad late with the approval.
You should have went.
I'm sorry, man. I ain't got that type of money. I need sponsors, Hawk. I need sponsors.
Yo,
if you want,
why don't you do what Mike Coppinger, Lance Pugmire, all these guys at the Athletic? Why don't you do what they do? Take money from the zone. That's all. Just sell your integrity. Sell your integrity. Just sell your integrity. That's all you have to do. Yeah, I said it. I said it. Sell your fucking integrity. That's all you got to do. I'm available for the right price.
Yo,
No fuck.
listen, I don't know, man. I don't care if Ted DiBiase comes through this door and offers me $1 million. I
Yeah,
can't do
man. Why don't you get a free flight and hotel and accommodations like Dan Rayfield?
it.
Come on, man.
Oh, wait a minute. I thought that was supposed to be your
Yeah.
favorite columnist.
Hey, listen.
Hey, look.
I gotta call a spade a spade.
Listen.
I gotta call a spade, man.
I'm trying to get myself into the Boxing Writers Association Hall of Fame, or be a member of the
Don't submit this video. Don't submit this video.
I've already
Don't
been
submit this
denied
video.
before.
Don't submit this video.
Yo, but yeah, Miami, man. I mean, you got this whole thing. Man, they ain't give me the transcript for the conference call yet. That Tevin Farmer, JoJo Diaz, man. That's a fight that I'm waiting on. I know you say that, yo, Tevin Farmer ain't gonna make it. He said he might not make this one, man. Diaz said that
I'm rooting for JoJo Diaz hard, man.
He says that he has a lot more confidence in this particular fight than he had against Gary Russell Jr. because he feels that Tevin Farmer is there for him to hit. That he's not as,
and pillow punching.
And I mean, with Diaz too. I mean, this is at the super featherweight division. I think that super featherweight is the weight class that he would be pretty much more comfortable in. So
yeah,
I know that he's going to be ready to go for this particular fight. So it's just a matter of if Tevin Farmer can keep him away. But
but here's the thing about Farmer. Farmer wears down. Farmer wears down later in the fight because he's on his bike so much in the early rounds that he just doesn't have the stamina to go without making silly mistakes. And I think Farmer is there to be had.
Oh, another thing too with Farmer, right? In that conference call, I think he did mention that this is his last fight under contract with Matchroom.
He's clout chasing. Yo, he was on social saying, "Oh, where am I gonna fight next?" Right? And then
he did post that on Twitter.
Like a day, he said, "Oh, I'm joking. You know where I'm signing next. I'm re-signing. I just wanted to get y'all to talk about me." What is wrong with this guy? What is wrong with this guy?
I don't know. I don't know, man. I have to get at another one of the contributors to the Boxing Source for making jokes on Tevin Farmer. We do not allow that type of stuff to happen on the Boxing Source. But this fight is gonna be something, man. And they're saying like the sleeper fight is Daniel Rahman against Muradjan Akhmadaliev. I have to see because I haven't seen much of Akhmadaliev, and Daniel Rahman is supposed to be.
Nobody don't care about these little dudes. Nobody cares about these. I'm sick of people who just want to sound like they know boxing. They want to sound smart. They want to tell you how, you have to watch this 105-pound beast. These guys, nobody gives a fuck about these little ass LMS dudes. Nobody cares about them. Nobody gives a fuck. Yo, Nordine Ubali versus Nonito Donaire. Amazing fight. Awesome. Purse bid. How much? $400,000 wins it. Shut the fuck up. Nobody cares about these little motherfuckers, man. Nobody might pay money because I don't watch the YouTube fight. Watch these little motherfuckers, man. My son bigger than a couple of these motherfuckers, and I'm supposed to care. Shit.
Oh God. The
Can't
boxing
stand them.
source
Oh
is
my
not
God.
responsible for the comments.
Yeah, I don't care about none of these little dudes, man. I don't care about none of these little
Oh
dudes.
God.
None of them. None of them.
Hopefully, the guys over at Top Rank and Metro Boxing at Golden Boy Main Events, Swanson PR, and Magna Media don't hear this video. Yo,
Yo, JR, be honest. You care about these little dudes? JR, be honest. You give a fuck about these little dudes?
Yo, I cover the sport, man. I got to do it, man. I got to do it.
Yo.
It's my job. It's my responsibility. It is my derelict duty.
All right, let me ask you a question. Would you rather watch? No. Would you rather little dudes fight, or would you rather watch versus Antonio Brown?
I don't even know if Antonio Brown is gonna make it to the. No, I'd rather be honest. I'd rather see a Roman Akhmadaliev fight, man. Come on, like
Oh,
Antonio
come
Brown.
on.
I can't do it, man. I can't.
You just don't want your credentials pulled. You just don't want your credentials pulled.
Listen, I'm not going to stop myself at 8:30 p.m. on a Saturday night to watch Logan Paul against Antonio Brown.
But you'll stop yourself to watch Roman. What is his name?
Rajan Akhmadaliev, man. Listen. I know that you struggle with this name, like Lou DiBella struggled with the name too. But look, like I said, it's my duty to be able to properly pronounce these guys' names, so I don't.
Whatever happened
up.
to names? Whatever happened to names like John Williams? What the fuck is there's no Carl Smiths? Like, come on, man.
Joe Browns.
Like, come on. Yeah, let's get a real name out here. Well, you said it was.
We can't even say Agidijis Kabaliauskas. We can't even have that. or who is that?
His name is Mean Machine.
Come on, man.
His name is Mean.
Now I know that there was one guy I couldn't pronounce. That's the number one contender.
That's in Josh Taylor. Oh, you talking about Kudratio?
Kudratio,
right?
Yeah, Abdukasharov.
What's that guy that's fighting Josh Taylor for the IBF?
Apinan Sakriran?
The tight guy. The tight end guy,
Apinan Sakriran? Oh, man. Yo, I got to do what I got to do. I got to do it. Since we ain't going to have Ramirez Postal because of the coronavirus, so... I mean, that's
man. That's myself, man. So I started drinking Angry Orchard. Sorry, that was just a bad. I apologize. Shout out to everybody affected with the corona.
Yeah, because if it was me, it would be Heineken. Dang, see, we're just doing free promotion out here. Like, come on, hey, I need sponsors. Heineken, what's good? I just shouted you out. Yo, what's up? Yo, all right. Hey, if they support Golden Boy,
Just
then
send
they
me
can
one of the
support
Tecate
me.
girls.
Yeah.
Send
Send
me
one
one
of
of the
those.
girls. Just send
Hey,
me one of the girls.
hey, nah, send me one of them girls that was at that Javante Davis, Yorkis Gamboa fights.
Oh. Speaking of Javante Davis, did you see the official commission report on the fight?
Nah. Mm-mm.
So it said that he sold about 12,000 tickets. There was about 2,000 comps and a little bit over $2.5 million, which I think is really,
Yeah, it was. It was great.
don't
I mean,
see
it was great.
you don't see, first of all, guys that small drawing that big of a gate and in a
But
place where boxing is not really big at.
yeah, it was dormant. It was dormant, and the thing was is like, leading into the fight, Leonard Ellaby was bigging up Atlanta, saying that they wanted to see a fight, see a fight card, and
Hmm.
they provided it to him. They gave him Gavante Tank Davis, and it ended up being very well. It didn't even, and for me, it didn't even need like any of the leftover crowd that came from the LSU Oklahoma game. That was pretty
Yeah,
much right next to it, within walking distance. They didn't need any of
yeah.
those guys going. So all of that was organic. Basically, it was an organic type of fight crowd that just wanted to see fights, and they
They
made
might
it
really have
to a
something with
point
Davis,
where it
man.
was affordable. I think they
They
do.
might have something with
I
him,
think they
man.
do.
They might have
You
something.
know, I'll see what they do here. They say that he's going to be on pay-per-view. Like I said, it would be against Leo. Have to
You
see
think
where it's going
so?
to be at. That's
Big
what I'm leaning towards.
Leo.
I'm leaning towards Leo
For some
because
reason, I think he's gonna fight Ryan Garcia for some reason.
Ryan Garcia. When would you think that fight would be?
Cinco de Mayo weekend.
So Garcia would turn around in less than 3 months.
Yeah, he's young.
Yeah,
He could
well,
do it.
yeah, I mean, maybe because hey, he is fighting Fonseca, right? So
Common
that could be a
opponent.
turnaround. Yeah, common opponent. And hey, if Ryan Garcia is that so-called, that Instagram superstar or whatever it is, then you have the, social media folks out there for it. So, and I mean, Garcia has talked about Tank a few times over the past, few weeks or so. So maybe that
Yeah.
that could happen.
And Leonard Ellaby loves Ryan Garcia. Leonard Ellaby is always showing Ryan Garcia love.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I think he tried to holler at him when they had that so-called spat between Garcia and Oscar De La Hoya. So he said, "Yeah, let me holler at you real quick," So
Now,
yeah,
how's
that could
tickets going for Garcia's fight? Because I haven't checked on it. Have you checked on anything with Garcia's fight on Valentine's Day?
no, I haven't done a dot count report in reference to that.
I'm gonna
You
have to
know,
do one.
yeah, you might have to, do a dot count report in reference to that particular fight. Uh and see like how tickets are rolling there for the Honda Center. Um so yeah, that will be part of the dot count report on Sunday at 7:30 live.
I,
So we
I got
do
I
do
got
have to look
you.
out for that one, man. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, man. So we have that on slate. Oh man, like we're talking about this thing on Thursday. Nobody's even talking about my boy. Who is he? Dennis Ugas, and he fight Mike Dallas on February 1st. So you do have that as well for Saturday. I'm gonna have to see what we do here because, of course, it's the Super Bowl, but who really cares about a Super Bowl?
Yo,
Uh,
what's your picks for tomorrow night's fights?
okay. Andre Diaz,
Oh,
Roman. I'm a, and, and that's why I tried to mention. That is why I mentioned the whole thing about the deal with Tevin Farmer and the network and promotional thing. I think that's going to.
wow,
So I have Diaz.
wow.
Daniel Roman will, defeat his opponent there. And what was it?
Hey, if
Jake
you think
Paul and
Roman is
Gibb?
gonna win, if you think Roman to bet on that, because Roman's actually the underdog.
I'm trying to
He's
I
about a
looked at
three
the
to one
thing. Oh,
underdog.
yeah, 3-1 underdog, and I'm like, that's. I'm like,
Somebody
how? Because I
knows something.
like they got to because I look at what's happening there for his opponent, and I'm like, I don't see like how they say that he's Akhmadaliev supposed to be, you know, that dude. Basically, that's kind of what they're saying. Like to be a 3-1 underdog, they're saying that he's that dude, and I'm like, where do we see
Exactly.
that?
Against a unified champion, a 3 to 1 underdog. That's crazy to
Yeah,
me.
yeah, that like, yo, no, I can't do it, man. I mean, I know that we usually have, a guest on the podcast that does talk about betting odds on there, but I'm gonna stay away from that. I'm gonna be because geez, 3-1 underdog.
3 to 1.
Oh man,
3 to 1.
yeah, that's some
And who what is his name? Anson Gibb?
Anson Gibb. Hey,
I don't know his name.
I don't know either one of those guys. I'm sorry, I don't. I know it's supposed to be by
Yo,
duty.
I'm taking the American.
Oh boy,
I'm taking the
yo,
American.
I'm like, I think I saw like the what is it, the face off that they had yesterday, and yeah, man, I got yeah, I'll take Jake Paul in that one, man, and you do have Amanda
Yo,
Serrano on this card. Oh, and you do have Anthony Sims Jr. against Romer, Alexis Angulo. Um,
I don't care.
so
Who gives a fuck about Anthony Sims? I don't give a fuck. Yo, speaking of the face off that they had yesterday, YouTubers, Shane Mosley, hold your head, dude. What the fuck are you doing there, Shane Mosley? Yo, Shane Mosley must be broke. He gotta be broke.
oh,
He
come
gotta
on,
be broke.
you know the
Yo,
history of Shane Mosley, man. Come on, man. Come
yo,
on, come
Shane
on.
Mosley, have some dignity. Have
Nah,
some
man.
dignity.
Listen. We come on. Everybody knows he got played by Jin, so he don't have no money, man. Like, come on.
Damn, man.
I mean, he's one of my favorite fighters ever, but he got played, man. So
Damn, man.
I mean, hey,
Like, it's
last
embarrassing.
time,
Very
last
embarrassing.
time with Logan Paul and KSI, you had Shannon Briggs on the corner of Logan Paul. So
Yeah, but nobody cares about Shannon Briggs historically. You know, Shannon Briggs is always like a character, but fucking Shane Mosley. Did you see Andrade at the press conference also?
not particularly at the press conference.
Oh my God, this guy, he started rapping, singing "Welcome to Miami," blah blah. Yo, Demetrius Andrade is a fucking coon. That was coonery at its finest. Coonery. Coonery. What the fuck was that? Nobody is gonna buy the zone because Demetrius Andrews is acting like a coon and a weirdo. What? Have some respect. Hold your head, Duke.
Listen,
Yo,
listen.
you
Some
gotta
people
watch the
could.
video.
Some people.
You gotta
Well, I
watch
gotta
the
watch the
video.
video, but we're talking about a guy, Demetrius Andrade, that wore that uniform that he did in that face-off between him and Billy Joe Saunders.
Oh, Pirates of the Caribbean. Oh my God. Yo,
So
yo.
that's Demetrius
This
Andrade.
dude was dressed up. He was dressed up like Dave Chappelle dressing up like Prince.
Prince, yes.
I was like, what the
Yes.
fuck is this dude wearing?
Sure.
So
Yo,
what
he
the
was
fuck is this
in
dude
the
wearing?
blouses, yo. Yo. Let's run a play. Computer
Yo,
blue.
Demetrius Andrade. Have some respect for yourself. Have some respect for yourself, Demetrius Andrade. Unbelievable.
Why don't you purify yourself in the waters of liquid?
Yo, Demetrius Andrade is a weird ass fucking dude, man. Fucking cornball. He tries too hard. He tries too hard.
No, he does try too hard. Honestly, he does. And
I hope he gets knocked out soon. I'm tired of him. Hope he gets
and he
knocked out
says
soon.
that it's him again. It's me again. I'm like, we know who you is. Come on, man. Like, yo.
Let's go, Luke Keeler. Let's go, Hope. Let's go, Luke Keeler.
Hey, I mean, look. Hey, we've already had an upset a couple of weeks ago. So,
that is true.
That was the other thing. We got to talk about this since you did bring this up to me this morning. Brad Man Edwards. He made that comment on the podcast.
You hate to see it.
And hey, yo, and I didn't even talk to your boy about this. Oh man, I forgot.
You hate to see it. Breadman, aka the Black Fable Sanchez. You hate to see it.
Yo,
you hate to see it.
He said,
you
yo,
hate to see it.
J-Rock got to get that back. He got to get that back because he said that, yo, he was mad disappointed in Julian Williams' performance against Jason Rosario. And he said, yo, an immediate rematch has to, go down. And if he
No, he said he doesn't know if it's next.
He doesn't know if it's
he didn't
next.
know if it's next. He said
good, but he doesn't know if it's next. And I'm like,
that was interesting.
Ooh. It's almost like we're having a domino
podcast.
Yeah,
you got to hear the whole podcast. He was saying, "Oh, J-Rod should shut up. He needs to be humble. You're gonna talk like that, then you got to go on the ring and back it up. Sometimes you need to know when to just shut up and be humble. You can't be easy like that because now you look crazy out here." I'm like, this dude getting fired soon. He sound like Jack old trainer.
Old trainer.
Like, come on, man.
Yeah, and the thing about it is,
Heard
like
last
I
trainer.
was at the, I mean, I was at that press conference. I didn't see anything from Julian Williams that said that he was talking so much trash. He just brought up a simple point, and that's basically it. And
Yeah,
so I
but when
didn't see that.
trainers start talking reckless, you know when you know what's coming.
Oh man, yeah. I'm gonna listen to that podcast, and then after that, I'll have a follow up video, reaction video to it, cause that
Yeah,
had me blown.
that caught me by
Hmm.
surprise. I was like, yo.
Yeah, but like what is up with what's up with trainers in these boxes, man? Like, we can't even have these
Oh
guys
no.
stick together no more,
Sanchez,
man.
Rozier, the guy from
Rozier,
Jared Hurd,
yeah. Oh
now
man,
Breadman.
yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. So I'll look into that and get into that a little bit more later on down the line. But y'all make sure to catch the podcast Sunday night, man. Thanks for Matthew Brown, the president of the Deontay Wilder fan club, for joining in this.
Bomb Squad!
For joining
Oh, sorry. I
this
apologize.
live telecast. And we'll have another midweek report next week. But like I said, catch the podcast Sunday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time, live. And until then, folks, peace out.